fantastic uptown Burbank. Harmontown is now in session. I'm Jeff Davis, your comptroller. Let's bring up the Game Master extraordinaire, Spencer Crittenden, the man with the sack. What you got in that bag? What you got in that bag?
Just dice
what you got in that bag?
I don't know, man.
If you don't know what's in that bag, no one knows.
The contents of the bag doesn't change, you know?
All right. How about your mayor of Harmontown?
Oh, yeah.
Dan Harmon.
Sensual. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Smooth. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Smooth.
Why don't you give 'em a
dog.
nice round?
Yeah. Oscars night. The showbiz is right. The limelight is out of sight. Get out. Get in. The big sick didn't win. Yo, Oscar night. It's all right. It's all right tonight because you got nominated. So you're a hero to us, Kumail and Emily. Good job getting nominated. And if you're going to lose an Oscar, lose it to get out. That way, if you feel bad, you're racist. Oscar night, out of sight, limelight, red carpet delight. The paparazzi is in sight. Ooh, take a picture with me. My name is Jimmy Kimmel, you see. Did he host?
Yes.
Okay, so. Great. That's good. I'm sure he did a great job. Yo, Oscar night, smooth rapping. Florida Project wasn't there, except in the form of Willem Dafoe. Did he win?
Not yet.
Who knows? It's going to be a firefight on Oscar night with the Willem Dafoe, not Willem DeFriend.
Yo, Dan, what you think about The Shape of Water?
Yo, I saw that fish. I wouldn't let him near my daughter. He's got a crazy fish dick. Okay. Well, it's Oscar night. It's our yearly. This is when we really bring out the glitz and the glamour.
It's the night where we ask the question, who has a date with Oscar?
Yeah. Yeah, just so you know, a little behind the scenes, although we like to let the magic be magical, but because so many people put so much work into it, our Oscar episode is always, we start in February, like early February, rehearsing.
Right.
As soon as the nominations are announced, we start writing our sketches.
So we already know already know who won.
Well, we wrote 3 sketches for most of the categories, but as the results come in, we've got little comedy sketches that we're going to do.
What did you think about Salma Hayek's
wardrobe malfunction?
Dress?
I thought it went a little too far.
In which direction?
I thought it was a little risque, but you know what? You go, Selma.
You go, Selma.
What did you think of Salma Hayek's attire?
I thought it was tasteful.
Oh, okay. Was it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, bad guess on my part then.
But who is? It was Maya Rudolph at church. Who was the chick that was with Maya Rudolph? Tiffany Haddish. Fucking hilarious. They should host all the Oscars from now on. They were fucking hilarious. Yeah, they came out with their heels off. They held them. They're like, fuck this shit. And they were... Maya Rudolph was wearing like a Snuggie. Like a giant red Snuggie, and she looked great. I'm not talking shit. She looked fantastic. But she did not play ball like in the Oscar fashion. She did her own shit, and they were way funnier than everybody else. And like, no offense to Jimmy Kimmel, who's doing a good job as far as... Because we only watched probably, a third of it, church? A fourth? He was doing a good job. But Maya Rudolph and... Haddish?
That's what he said.
How do you say her name?
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish. Fucking hilarious.
Well, I'll have to check it out.
I was a little disappointed I got to be honest with you, that what's her name from Church? I'm blanking.
You have to give more of a clue.
The mom from Lady Bird. Why can't I remember her name ever? Laurie Metcalf, who's one of my favorites. Her name is always like a fucking blank for me.
She's
Laurie
one of your
Metcalf, I
favorites?
thought was so good, and she did not win Best Supporting Actress, although I thought she might have.
So the results are still coming in, I take it?
Oh, yeah.
The Best Picture hasn't been announced, but Get Out.
What do you think, Dan? Predict it right now. Make your call because it hasn't. That'll be the last thing. It'll probably happen an hour from now.
My gut says Get Out. I mean, but I don't really know how the Oscar voting works. I mean, I know that it's like, you know, it's a lot of actors of a lot of ages.
So it's all about yardage.
Sometimes you make the
Yeah.
prediction based on, well, it's a liberal political, like, easy darling, like it's Hollywood. It's good, but then look, let's face it, like something like Get Out, you could find the line within liberal Hollywood elite, like they're the baby boomers that probably dominate the Academy. Probably might have watched Get Out and been like, I don't like that.
I would have thought that Shape of Water was going to win, but Church, what were you saying? That there's a beef about?
There's a lawsuit for plagiarism right now with a play that had.
Wait, come on stage, Church. Like if you're going to talk, grab a mic.
He asked you a question and then halfway through your answer,
Yeah, well,
he's
if you're gonna
come on stage if you're gonna talk.
Well, she was.
If you're not going to ignore me.
She had to turn off the live stream to be on the show.
Right.
So like.
That live stream that's money out of our pocket anyway.
Yeah. What's up with that live stream, Church? You're telling people to not subscribe to our shit.
Teasing the
All
live
right.
stream subscription.
It's Church with the Oscar data.
What's up with Shape of Water? What's the beef there with
So what I
Del
was
Toro?
reading,
What's his name?
a couple days ago was that they're being sued for plagiarism. There's a lawsuit that got brought up by the inheritors of the rights to a play, the kids of this guy, this playwright, about them lifting. It seems like most of the story from this play. So it's a fish man. There's a girl who works as a maid in the lab where they're keeping this fish man in the play. There's even a scene where the cat's head gets lopped off in this play. So those are just the examples that were given in this article about it. And their kind of accusation was, well, isn't this lawsuit timely right when the Oscars are happening? And their response back was, that's ludicrous. You know, we have a case, and it's coming up because your film came out. And
the insinuation was that they were
plagiarism.
some kind of like weird.
They were trying to
swift
time
boat.
it to get the money or whatever by trying to hold the film hostage, like it might jeopardize whether or not it could win things like best screenplay, for example.
Doesn't have that Oscar flavor to me, Shape of Water. Anyway, you know.
Right. What does for you?
Well, Get Out, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but I
mean, I know it's very simple and it's an
I want
indie-
that to win, but
Well, I honestly, Florida Project, it didn't get nominated for anything except Defoe, and then like what else was there? It's just like
The Post.
The Post is we know my feelings about that, and 3 Billboards,
Mudbound.
So I didn't see Lady Bird. I didn't see. I don't know what the nominees for Best Picture are, but I didn't.
I love Lady Bird. I love Lady Bird.
The only thing I saw that seems like a shoe-in is Get Out, but shoe-in is like with giant air quotes because it's not. We're not talking about a popularity contest. We're also not talking about like a craftsmanship like.
It's a bummer that our
prize.
friends Emily and Kumail did not win for a screenplay, but it's awesome that Jordan Peele won for Get Out. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, it's more of a tragedy for us because Kumail and Emily are family, so we'd rather they win. But yeah, if you're at least they didn't lose to something that we also hated.
Yeah.
And like Kumail just tweeted, they came in second place. I mean, I have to honestly. It's like it is an honor to be nominated. It is enough. I mean, I'm sure it's a bummer to not win.
Yeah, it's
but-
not just something that
didn't you
people
win?
say. You get to wear that title for the rest of your life. You're Oscar nominated so and so forever. Or
Actually, I
you
just
know.
realized.
You won an Emmy for writing about the Oscars.
Yeah, and Monster House was nominated for an Oscar, but and that wasn't an honor. So maybe Camille and Emily are really bummed out tonight.
Hell yeah.
But I don't think,
Well, I think-
it's a different thing because it's not. I always forget Monster House was nominated for Oscar because really it's like you make an animated film over a certain budget, and you know, like it didn't feel like Monster House was the Citizen Kane of.
Also, there was like a page one rewrite on that, like, wasn't there? Like, didn't they
Monster House?
But didn't Monster House get rewritten by somebody, like handed off to another writer, or no?
Oh well, yeah, it wasn't like but it wasn't nominated for best screenplay anyway. It was been nominated for like best animated feature or something.
I think either Emily or Kumail tweeted like, I would happily lose an Oscar to Jordan Peele for the rest of my life. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that he means that, or she means that.
Yeah, it's a good year to get nominated in that category and not win because you can say for the rest of your life the competition was incredibly stiff. The best original screenplay category, I've always said, is curiously seems immune from any kind of like corruption or value drift that you could accuse the Oscars of ever having. Like, I've always felt like the original screenplay nominees and winners are pretty, like, I don't remember ever going, what, you know, like it seems like people have a head on their shoulders about it, or maybe it's just like an easy thing to go, that movie was very written. I don't know.
I like that Dunkirk won, like, the moment we stopped watching it, they'd already won 3 Oscars for sound design, sound editing, and editing. And like, oh yeah, like that's like Star Wars and Baby Driver didn't win those things. Like normally, like it's like a Transformers that wins sound design that makes a bunch of noise or some horrible shit. Like I like that they left it to like a movie that just told one very simple story.
I'm only going to say it one more time now that the Oscars are over. If you're a director and there's more than 3 kids in your movie that are on screen for more than a half hour, you should automatically be nominated as a director. That's why I feel the Florida Project was snubbed. And then you count Willem Dafoe in there, who is a very talented actor, but as we've seen from his oeuvre, he doesn't come to set ready to ground it, you know, like like Nicolas Cage, he's perfectly capable in the right hands of being a Stradivarius, but he will just show up as GarageBand if left unchecked. And
here's my fear, because like, will somebody like on the crew here, like, keep us posted who wins Best Actor, because I don't want it to be Gary Oldman for his impression of Churchill. I don't want that to happen.
Well, put a pin in that. We'll get back to that. What was I, Tonya up for? Did the director of I, Tonya get nominated?
I don't know.
But that was the winner of Best Supporting Actress, was the mom in I, Tonya. She won.
And she was great.
She's fantastic. I mean, those are the 2 directors to me, Florida Project person and I, Tonya person. Can't remember either of their names. But I would, if I was a betting person, like betting on length and contribution of careers to come, like I would put a lot of money on those 2. I think those movies were outstanding demonstrations of specifically direction. I think that directors get ripped off a lot at the Oscars because it's hard to. I think that I'm going to probably get a bunch of tomatoes thrown at me by a lot of, like, I don't know. This is a provocative thing to say, but I think actors control the Academy, and actors don't, you know, to them, directors are like these assholes that tell you what to do.
But to be fair, when the director fails, no one will ever know that. They'll just see shitty performances out of the actors too. So they kind of take the fall when as much as getting all the kind of glory and attention and having all the focus put on the acting. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's definitely like an actor's event.
I just feel like, not to be pedantic about it, but if you ask a writer who's a good director, the writer's going to have an answer that has something to do with, like, you know, how they affected that person's script. And also that writer is they're going to be far from the trenches and able to observe it kind of rationally. If you ask other directors are going to go, of course, my God, I couldn't have gotten that performance out of that cat, or that was beautiful, that shot, and this was, I know what goes into directing, and blah blah blah. But if you ask an actor, I feel like they're so close to it I feel like I hate to offend my actor friends, but I feel like an actor in general, as like a biomass, like an actor would go, oh, who's the best director? Oh yeah, that one person that they did very few takes and they let me go home on time.
But I think
I love that guy.
my understanding of how, like, at least the nominations process works is that it's like the previous winners from your category. So it's like the other directors who've won Best Director, or it's like the other.
Oh, is it? Does it really work that way?
So their job is to, like, watch all the things that are like they want to consider for that category, and then they decide who's nominated. So, like, it was my friend Michael Dana who explained this to me, because he was like, "Oh, I got to watch all these movies and decide who to nominate for best score, best original score," because now that he had won for Life of Pi, he was now on that panel to make those decisions. So your job is to listen to everything and decide, okay, these are worthy of nomination, these are not. So then you narrow it down, and then everybody votes.
Oh, but then
is
to be
my
clear,
understanding of how it
everybody
goes.
votes.
I think so. Because then everybody throws their hat in and goes,
Okay.
oh, okay. So from the nominations from the people who are the peers in those groups, now everybody gets to weigh in.
I kind of wish
I
wish they would carry
right,
through the jury of peers in your craft all the way to
All the way through.
finish line, because that way you wouldn't have this potential value drift. I mean, it would be only to the extent that the definition of good directing ever changed, then that would change. Like, it really seems like that would be, and then imagine the honor that would be too. You'd be like, holy shit, like Scorsese.
But maybe that's why it's such an honor to be nominated, though.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because the nomination is the thing that you're actually getting from other people who you've looked up to for so many years and aspired to be like, not the win.
And if you get an Oscar, it could just be Marissa Tomei got drunk and she's like, I don't like that one. Just kidding. I love her. Just like so scared Marissa Tomei's watching.